Good morning. It's Wednesdays. I'm Wayne. Welcome to Wednesdays with Wayne, brought to you by the Real Estate Business School, where you get your license and learn to use it. Learn to use it part is the most important part because your license guarantees you nothing. The attrition rate in real estate is north of 90%, and the reason why is because the license guarantees you nothing. It doesn't give you the skills to play the game. It's simply the entry fee you pay to get into the game. So life is a game, making money is a game, getting rich is a game, real estate's a game, it's all a game. You either master the game or you're a slave of the game. The name of the game is to get out of the game. So the Real Estate Business School teaches you not just how to get the license, but how to use it. This is a learn to use it part. Today, I want to talk to you about a topic called, who do you take your advice from? Or, to be grammatically correct, from whom do you take your advice? So I want to thank the Real Estate Business School for being a sponsor. And thank you for all the people that work with us. Thank you for our customers and fans. And thank you for your time today for watching this. I'll do my best to make sure your time is well spent. So thank you for showing up and thank you for your time. So who do you take your advice from? I mean, when I look around, there's this. I remember when I was a child, my mother was really big on education, and she bought us this set of encyclopedias. So we had this whole set called Encyclopedia Britannica on the bookshelf in the house, and anytime you need to know something, you just go look it up. Well, now we have Google and other sources for information, but I think the biggest data source in the world is probably Google. So there's this saying, I don't know, has become obsolete. From now on, if you say, I don't know, that means I'm too lazy to go look that up. I'm too lazy to pick up a mouse, put my forefinger on it, and scroll around until I find the answer. That's like the height of laziness. So don't say I don't know anymore. Just say I haven't figured that out yet. I'm researching that. I'll let you know. But don't say I don't know. Nonetheless, we've gone from encyclopedias, newspaper, to this explosion of information. It's amazing how incredible it is out there, that how much information is out there that we can use. So, of course, there's an upside and a downside to everything. As I've said before, one thing cannot exist by itself in our universe. You have to have two. Okay, there's up and down, in and out. Proton, neutron, entropy, centropy, all these things, concave, convex, all these things coexisting. So you can't have one without the other, otherwise you wouldn't know what it was. You'd have to have something to compare it to. So the opposite of love is in hate, it's indifference. You've experienced both, you know what I'm talking about. So what is good and bad to having all this information is my point. The good news is it's plentiful. The bad news is it's plentiful. And sometimes it's tough to sort out the good from the bad. What's relevant and what do I need to pay attention to and what can I ignore? Because you can't pay attention to all of it. I read somewhere the other day we're getting between 5,000 and 6,000 marketing messages a day through all the different media. And so I noticed it because someone who I know who really hasn't done that great professionally has put themselves out there as a coach. So I want to talk about coaching today. And I want to talk about from whom do you take your advice, because there's a lot of advice out there. So we're in the world of information explosion, and the internet is full of self-proclaimed experts. You've probably seen them. The problem is you don't know they're self-proclaimed. They're not real experts. They just assigned themselves that title. They haven't, a lot of them, some of them, I'm talking about the real ones, the good ones. I'm talking about the wannabes. So this is like the internet today is like the 2020 version of the old snake oil salesman that used to work in the back of a covered wagon in the Wild West when it was being settled. They got that bottle of snake oil, that cure all, just call me and send me a few dollars, send me some shekels, and I'll cure all your ills. They have no idea what they're talking about. So there's people selling, promoting, and presenting themselves as experts, coaches, mentors, healers, helpers, all willing to be, all to collect a small fee so you can be like them. Only they aren't. They aren't successful, and they're not. They're called, we call them DDLs, you know, around here. That's short for dead dog losers. But just remember, okay, just because it's in writing doesn't mean it's true. And just because somebody says it doesn't mean it's true. So just because it's in writing, or just because somebody says it, doesn't mean it's true. So how do you separate the wheat from the chaff, the good from the bad, the dead dog losers from the real coaches? Well, that's what I'm going to go into. Because just because you call yourself a coach doesn't mean yourself a coach. Doesn't mean you're a coach. It means you're a one-location legend. By one location legend, I mean, you know people, right, out there, they're legends in one place, right here. They're only a legend in their mind. We call them one location legends. That's the only place. Okay, so I made some notes just to keep me on track, so because I could go off on a bender here. There are a lot of things being said online. Many of the mouthpieces have discovered that. Here's what I've noticed. Many of these mouthpieces online have discovered that most people will not fact check what they said. Therefore, they get away with saying things that are not quite 100% truthful, and it's dawned on them that no one challenged them. So they tend to get a little bit braver, and they get a little bit bolder to the point that some of them will say anything because anybody will listen to them. And they don't fact check and or challenge them. And they've learned that we won't question them and they'll get away with it. So before we get into this, I just want to give a few examples of what I'm talking about in terms of coaching and what to look for in a coach. I'll give you an example, okay? Stock traders with their educational events, they're going to teach how to trade stocks. Okay. All right. Well, why are you on TV telling me how to get richer instead of just doing it yourself? Why are you selling me the insider secrets to trading on Wall Street instead of just doing it yourself? And maybe you've done it and you're bored and you just want to pass on your information because you're a great person, and that would be wonderful. Whatever. So why are you telling me about it? Why don't you just use it to get richer? The other one is authors. So the question before you hire a coach, you got to ask them, did you make your money doing what you wrote about in the book? Or did you make your money selling the book? How'd you make your money? Is it selling the book or doing what you wrote about in the book? So the coaching has become very fashionable. There's one on every corner, okay? Life coach, business coach, couch coach, this coach, that coach. Name the profession, there's somebody out there happy to tell you how to do it. So don't get me wrong, okay? I believe in coaching. I think the most successful CEOs in the world have a coach. The most successful and best athletes in the world have a coach. I have a coach. I have a handful of coaches. I have a swing coach to teach me how to swing a golf club. That's harder than it looks. And it's harder than it ought to be. Take a piece of iron and swing it properly to where the golf ball will go the proper distance in the proper direction. It's a challenge. So I get a coach. I go, what am I doing wrong? And he, and sometimes she, says, okay, it's this, it's that, it's here, it's there. Okay, thank you. I have a friend of mine, and really a coach, but he's a good buddy of mine. I call for advice. I have a mental coach that when I get jammed up, I call and go, okay, let me ask you about this. My accountants are coaches. I call them and I ask them for advice. how do I make more money and pay less tax without going to jail or getting in trouble? So I'm not anti-coach. I'm big on coaching. The question is, who do you take your advice from? And the second part of the question is, how qualified are they to give it? So let's see if we can figure out. So first, how to tell if they're for real or if they're just wannabes. You know, when someone says they're a coach and they haven't done what they said they're coaching you to do, it's fraud. It's deceit. It's a wannabe. They're imposters. They should be arrested for, there's a lot of people out there, these business coaches, they should be arrested for posing as a business person. So the first thing you do to tell the wheat from the chaff, the good from the bad, the doers from the wannabes, is to ask this question. Did the person make money actually doing what they tell you they can do, or do they make money by you paying them? In other words, is this their only source of business? If this is their only source of income, their only source of business, then that would send up a red flag to me. If they only coach full time and don't run a business. In other words, experience, as we all have heard and we all know, is the best teacher. So did they do what they're coaching you on? Or did they fail at it and go become a coach and hoping you don't do any market research? So be specific about this. Ask them, how many of these have you done? How many times have you done them? How long have you been doing this? What are your results? How many people did you coach through this process? How many can you refer me to that are not related to you? Yeah, don't send me to your brother-in-law, okay, who owes you money and it's going to tell me how great you are. So how many people, how long, how much, stats, figures, numbers, results, referrals. Find out how long, how many, how much. And if they're in the coaching business, do they own one? It's amazing, the business coaches out there, they're not business coaches. They can't be, they don't own a business. If you're a sole proprietor, you can't teach me how to run a business, you don't even own one. When you own a business, which means you can either A, leave it for a month or 2 or 6 in a run without you, or B, it doesn't depend on you. Look, you know what the most important job in the business is? Answering the phone. And what do most sole proprietors do? They think they got to answer the phone. If they're not there to answer the phone doesn't get answered. That's not a business. That's a sole proprietorship. Nothing wrong with being one, but don't call yourself a business coach if you don't own a business. That's not a business. That's a sole proprietorship. Just teach sole proprietorship. Just be honest about it. Just tell people, I'm going to teach you how to be a sole proprietor, work really, really hard and not make very much and be on call all the time. The most important job in our company, person who answers the phone. What do most business owners do? Find the cheapest person they can find to answer that phone. What a huge mistake. The people that answer the phones, I've told them over and over, you have the hardest job in the company. It's true because I mean it. They have the hardest job. It's not a time to go cheap on people who answer the phone. This is the face of the business. So the first thing is find out, did they make money doing what they're coaching you on, or did they just make money by you paying them to tell them how to do it? Because a lot of them, they're just rehashing those stuff. They're like parrots, you know, they memorize some stuff and they're repeating it. So and listen to them. So first is ask them the question, have you done what you're coaching me on? 2, ask them, really listen to what they're saying. Because this is the most misused phrase in business. The most misused phrase in coaching business people is build your business. So if you listen to them and you hear this phrase, of all the people that I've heard say this, when I look at their business, they say, build your, what do you teach? I'm going to teach you how to build your business. What they really mean is, I'm going to teach you how to increase the amount of your business. What the product is, it's a marketing class. They're sole proprietor. They say they're going to help me grow my business or build my business. And they're actually sole proprietors teaching a marketing class, which is fine, but it's misrepresentation at its highest form. Because there's more to business than just marketing, and everybody knows that. So if you're working by yourself, you're teaching a marketing class, you can't teach me how to grow my business. I think what you're really saying to me is, I'm going to help you increase the amount of your business. That's what marketing does. Marketing is supposed to do two things. It's two things in your business, according to Peter Drucker. And if you haven't read his books, please read them. But great marketing guy. Marketing and innovation are two things that make you money. Everything else is an expense, according to Peter Drucker. So your marketing is supposed to make you money. So if your marketing guy walks into your office and he asks you what your budget is, fire him, which I did immediately. This actually happened. They walked in, they said, okay, they sat down, they got comfortable, and I said, okay, what's your budget? I'm like, my budget? What do you mean budget? Look, what is a budget? A budget is a break. If you're broke, you don't need a budget. You need income. If you have more money than you need and you've lost control of spending it, you need a budget. Because a budget is a break. It keeps you from overspending. Marketing is supposed to make you money. If you give your marketing person $5,000, they should make you 20. If you give them 20, they should make you 50. If you give them 50, they should make you 200. It's a 5 to 10 times what you give them return. The ROI is not give me my money back. If you give them 5 and they give you 5 back, they haven't done you any favors. They just wasted your time and your money. Fire them immediately. If they ask you what your budget is, fire them immediately. They don't understand marketing. You know what they just said when they said, what's your budget? What they said is, I don't know anything about marketing. Because the more they make you, the more you should spend. The more you spend, the more they should make you. So why would you put a break on that? It's the one thing in your business, one of two things that makes you money. So Drucker says it's innovation and marketing. I think it's innovation, marketing, and sales. You've got to have people on the phone that can educate the callers, explain to them what you do, how you do it, why you do it that way, and the benefit to them. So no matter what business you're in, what business are you in? No matter what business you're in, what business are you in? Education. Because there's so much stuff, we're a capitalist society, and the great thing about this country is innovation. We have a tremendous amount of products out there. They're all pretty good, they're going to last a pretty long time. They're all built pretty well, and they're going to last a pretty long time. So I'm down to price. So marketing. So what helps me make decisions? Education. So what business are you in? Education. If your business doesn't if your marketing does not have an educational component, you're missing a lot of sales. Because the customers are constantly asking themselves 3 questions. What's in it for me? Why should I do business with you? And why should I give you my money? So marketing is huge. It's almost like another business. When you own a business, you actually own 2. One is the marketing that business, and one is the product or service that you offer. And the marketing component should be as big as your business. So at minimum, you're in 2 businesses at any given time. We just finished this transaction, okay? We closed yesterday. Sold the house, closed October 9th. Bought one, closed on yesterday. Goodness. Classic example. We're in the middle of this negotiation going through this transaction, and the other agent didn't look at me, we're on the phone, says to me, I can't spend any more time with you on this today. I have other clients. This is a classic sole proprietor. A business owner would never make that statement. Because a business owner knows that if their most important person on their team is in big trouble. And so they hire qualified, highly skilled people and put a team together. And when you hear people say, people are good, people are hard to find, people are expensive, you can't find good help, blah, blah, blah. What they're really saying is, I don't know how to get the right people to do the right thing at the right time. So instead, they just work by themselves. And this is the old, obsolete, irrational, industrial age thoughts that keep them in struggle. If it is to be, it's up to me. If you want it done the right way, do it yourself. My customers only want to hear from me. Me, me, me. It's not about you. It's about the team. This is a business owner's point of view. So like I said before, getting rich is a choice. Building a business is a choice. A sole proprietorship, someone who puts a shingle out and opens up, isn't a business. It's only a business if other people answer the phones, if other people do help you do the work or do the work for you. But if you're doing everything, it's not a business, ladies and gentlemen. It's a sole proprietorship. And that's fine, but don't call it a business. So if you listen to them when they say, look, here it is, I brought it to show you today. When I talk about business, and this is what we teach, marketing is only one of 6 components. So this is the real estate business blueprint. It shows the 6 components of the business and the definition and goal of each. Marketing is only one. Marketing is the number 1 skill to have. It's the engine that drives leads into your business. And then you need sales, people to educate the lead that was generated and tell them, what do you do? How do you do it? Why do you do it that way? What's the benefit to them? And answer the 3 questions. What's in it for me? Why should I do business with you? And why should I give you my money? Because this is what you're going to be or do or have at the end of this transaction. Then when you get those, you go into production and the lead is generated here. It's educated here. You give them the product or service that they inquired about here. You service them here. You keep the books here and you do the accounting here. If this doesn't work, none of the rest of this works. You'll have no one to sell to. You'll have nothing to produce. You'll have no customers to service, no books to keep, and no accounts to account for. So marketing is only one of the several components of a business. So when people say to you, I'm going to help you grow your business, what do? I teach marketing. Then once again, we're talking to someone who has no idea what they're talking about. And that's how we know. So just listen to them. They'll tell you. So business owners always have time to talk to new clients and put deals together because they own a business. They have a team. If you're a sole proprietor, it's not a business. You're not a business person if they can't run without you. Okay? So if you're a sole proprietor and you teach business coaching, like coaching for goodness or coaching for fabulousness or coaching for success, and you're a sole proprietor, then you're a fraud. You're an imposter. You should go be arrested for posing as a business person. So you actually wanted to get paid for pretending you're something you're not. What you really are is a con artist. So the first question is, how does the coach make money? Was it by successfully doing what they're coaching you on, or by paying them to talk about it? And ask them for facts, figures, statistics, referrals. Okay? So what I'm looking for is experience and success over a long period of time, not a year or two. Just because you have a good year doesn't make you a coach. Okay? So there are people who don't have really long periods of success. Turn out to be pretty good teachers. There are some people who really do really well, but really can't teach it very well. So it's not easy to find the combination of the people who have a long track record of success, so good they do it in their sleep, and are able to convey what they do to you in a way that you understand and can replicate. Because this information is useless unless you're able to apply it, like any other information. So ask for facts, figures, statistics. You got to check them out and do your market research, because as Chris Rock would say, when you're meeting someone for the first time, you're not meeting them. You're meeting their representative. So you have the facade that they carefully constructed that looks and sounds like a coach. But you got to go behind the curtains and look at him and see, hey, is this really a coach? Okay. Next, only pay for results, not effort. Structure all your agreements this way. Pay for results, not effort. Just went through this with another marketing firm. God, these marketing people. Whew. My marketing coach says your mobile cart is malfunctioning. That's costing you $400,000 a year. Okay. Well, how much would it take to fix that? $7,500. You're going to take $7,500 of my money and create $400,000 with it? Okay. Right away I go, whew. I don't think so. You can smell that BS a mile away, right? Why don't you do this for yourself? If it's that simple, why are you sitting here talking to me about it? Why don't you do it for yourself? Like, swing, red flag, ring. The signs couldn't be clearer. So I said to them, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you the $7,500. Here's what they said. It's $15,000. It's in 2 tranches. It's in 2 steps, 2 phases. I said, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you $7,500. When you fix the cart and I get my $7,500 back, I'll give it back to you. When I make my $7,500, I'll give you the second $7,500. But you got to make it back. I'm not going to give you $15,000 in hope. I'll give you half, $7,500. When I make it back, I'll give it back to you to go do the $7,500. Still haven't done it. That was in June. Of course, there's no longer doing business with them, obviously, for the obvious reason. So what do? They send me these spreadsheets that are 4 feet long. This is everything we did. I said, yeah, but it didn't work. Yeah, but we did all this work. Yeah, but it didn't work. Your work didn't work. You told me you would get me to 400. There's been no appreciable increase. But they demanded payment. I'm like, that wasn't the deal. The deal was, I'll give you the money, and when you give me the result you promised me, I'll give you more money. So please understand, this is how you hire a coach. All your vendors should support you and support your business. If you're a vendor, you got to make sure your customers make money. That's what we do. We make sure our customers make money. We don't want to take money from them. We want, yes, we get paid. But we want to make sure they make way more than what they pay us. So all your vendors, they should either save you money or make you money. Our IT people don't make us money. And we pay a couple $1,000 a month to keep all these 22 computers and all this stuff, phones and everything up and running and updated and secure and protected. And that's a bunch. So they don't make us money, but they save us money, they save us time, and they're a great IT company. They're the best. But we had to burn through 4 of them until we finally found them. So your vendors should support you. They should make you money or save you money. If they don't do either one, you got to fire them and go find someone who will support you. Okay? So this is ongoing. I'm still getting these spreadsheets. Why won't you pay us? Because you lied to me and you didn't do what you said. You broke your agreement. It's in writing. Go read it. No, we don't want to go read it. Stop confusing us with these facts. Pay us. No, do your job. On it goes. And they call themselves coaches. For real, this was the coach. So I know how to hire a coach. I know what to look for. So anyway, it doesn't happen. So structure your agreements around getting results. Okay? Please hear me on this. Structure your coaching agreements. Asking the questions, how do you make your money? How many have you done? Facts, figures, statistics. How long? How many? How much? And structure your agreements where they get paid when you get your result. You have to go do what they tell you to do. If you're going to hire a coach, you don't go to a lawyer and ignore their advice. You don't go to a doctor and ignore their advice. You don't hire a coach and ignore their advice. So when they tell them what you do, go do it. And then if it doesn't work, you have a conversation with them. Right? Right. So you've got to be committed and coachable. And they've got to know what the hell they're doing. So structure your agreements to where you pay them based on you getting results, and you pay after you get the result. Okay? If your coach won't take that deal, they're not a real coach. If the coach who you're working with or is asking you to engage with them won't take that deal, they're not a real coach. For example, we have a mentoring program. The only school in the state that has a mentoring program that's built into the pre-licensing package. Why? Because I told you, the license guarantees you nothing. But see, let me say it like this. Okay. Let's say you have a really, really crummy product, really inferior service. What's the best thing you could have? Stupid customer. Or let's call them uneducated. But if you have a really good product and a really good service, it really works, really adds value, what's the best thing you could have? Right. Educated customer. So what business are you in? Education. What's our job? Educate the customer. What do we do? How do we do it? Why do we do it that way? What's the benefit to you? If they're looking for what you're offering, then they'll engage. If they're not, they'll just move on. That's fine. It's not about selling people anything. You don't have to sell anything. Just position it. The people that want it will come buy it. I don't want to be in sales. You're not in sales. You're in education. Educate them. The best thing you could have is an educated client or an educated customer. So we educate them. Your license guarantees you nothing. We'll put the mentoring in the pre-licensing package, and we tell them up front, this is how the real estate business works. Go ask anyone who's been licensed at least a year, does your license help you make money? They'll go, no. Look at me. Do I look affluent? 3 years later, 5 years later, they will be. But you got to get through that initial learning curve. The initial learning curve is pretty steep. The problem is there's so much information to learn, by the time most people get to that learning curve, they've run out of money. So our job is to make the money right off the bat so they can stay in the business. So we don't take a fee. So we have a mentoring program, okay? No upfront costs. So this is no upfront cost. We collect a small fee, a small percentage. We collect half of 1% of the sales price on the first 2 closings. Nothing up front. It doesn't work, you don't pay us. You don't make any money, you don't pay us. Program's free. You pay us 1/2 of 1% of sales price on your first 2 transactions. If you don't make money, you don't pay us. If you're not committed and coachable, you can't stay in the program. So we have this joint agreement right off the bat. So all I can say is this. But in sales since I was 16, I've been running business since I was 19. I've been on hundreds of listing presentations. I've been in over 800 real estate transactions. I co-own one of the largest real estate training schools in Texas. In the past 30 years, my wife and I have made millions of dollars buying, selling, investing, and teaching real estate. Our graduation list reads like the who's who of Texas real estate. And many of our grads own their own companies and are very successful and are now teaching others. So, can we coach you? Probably. The question is, only are you committed and coachable? Because we can only teach you if you're willing to learn. But, yes, we know our way around a listing presentation. So this is how you do it. It's very simple. It's in 11 simple steps. Step 1, set the goal. You got to have a goal. You have to have a target to shoot at. 2, set the schedule. Set the time aside and work on income producing activities every day. 3, generate the leads. 4, use the scripts to make the appointment. 5, go on the appointment and ask the 23 questions. 6, make the next appointment. 7, take the listing. 8, market the listing. 9, sell the listing and get paid. 10, ask for referrals. And 11, repeat over and over and over and do 3 a week. Do that 3 times a week and in 6 months you will be knee deep in cash. So if you do what we show you how you'll succeed, all you have to do is tell us how much money you want to make, and we'll give you the formula. If we do all this, if you do all this and don't make money, you don't pay us. We get your results or you don't pay. That's how you hire a coach. One who's done it. So the question is, who do you take your advice from? Or from whom do you take your advice? And hopefully that'll help wade through these charlatans, imposters, and snake oil salesmen and coaches out there. So ask them very detailed questions about their background, their experience, how many transactions, how many referrals, how much money, how many deals. Check them out, and then find out that this is their only source of income, or do they have a business? If they're teaching you business, do they own a business, or they're sole proprietors? If they're teaching you investing, what's their investing portfolio look like? Are they turning houses? Are they flipping them? Are they buying and holding them? Are they brokering them? What are they doing with them? So whatever it is, it doesn't matter the subject. All I'm suggesting, ladies and gentlemen, is you check these coaches out, because for most of them, when it's all said and done, there's more said than there is done. Okay, that's it for today. Short and sweet. From whom do you take your advice? Again, it's brought to you by the Wayne Morgan Real Estate Business School, where you get your license, learn to use it. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for your time. Let's go out and make it a better world. And I'll see you next Wednesday on Wednesdays with Wayne. Thanks. If you're in Austin, Texas, or Central Texas, stay inside, okay? It's not just cold, it's wet. Enjoy your day. Thank you for showing up. Bye.